Well, this is Jameson with Backyard Boxes. Today we're going to put together one of our elevated garden beds. It's really our standard 16-inch garden bed, and we raise it up to stand 30 inches tall. Really great for patios, anywhere in the yard where people just don't want to bend over or, have to sit down or be uncomfortable while they're gardening. Comes in 4 fully assembled sides that we bolt together. Has some slats for the bottom along with some garden fabric to help keep all the soil in. It has 8 bolts for hardware, and they do require a 7/16 socket wrench to put together. If you don't have one of those, you can pick one up off our website and it'll show up with your box. I'm going to use a 7/16 driver bit, goes a little faster on the drill. One interesting thing about these gardens as opposed to regular raised beds is we're going to build them upside down and then turn them over once we're finished. All right, let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay all the parts out and really start to see that everything is in the right spot. And again, I said this is going to go upside down. So this top piece with the end sticking off here is going to be going down to the grass. And when we bring the legs over, those will be upside down as well. One thing to note about the legs is there is this top panel. It's free and loose. And what you're going to need to do is make sure you line up the grooves on the board. They're overlapping panels. Line them up so that it fits nice and flush in there with the other one. And then we'll bring it over here and put it on the box. Now, if you're on kind of an uneven surface like I'm out in the yard today, one of the things I'm going to do is start putting the bolts in right as I put the sides in. So as I line up the vertical pieces, those holes should line up and the bolts should just go right in. I don't need to tighten those bolts yet. They really just help hold everything together while we're building it. Just get everything organized so that these corners come together. Grab a couple more bolts. And as long as these vertical pieces are lining up, these holes should line right up with each other, and that's perfect. We'll do the same thing on the other end, and then we'll start tightening things up. Make sure these panels overlap in the right order. And set the box together. Now, one of the reasons I didn't tighten these other bolts yet is because I want these pieces to be able to move around so that I can get them organized appropriately. Now that I have everything set, I'll go around and start tightening all the bolts. When we get these bolts in, I don't want to over tighten them right away. We want them to be a little bit loose when we turn the box over. Then we'll do final tightening of everything. So finger tight is what we'll call that. All right, everything's mostly tight. I'm just gonna roll the box over. Really easy from the middle. Lift and lift. And now because we built it upside down, we're just gonna make sure we get rid of any debris from the seams of the box. Make sure these panels are nice in the right spot. Sometimes being upside down, we need to push those panels down. Now we'll go around and make sure all these seams look good and tighten the bolts. Perfect. So the box is completed at this point. Now we'll go and put the bottom in. We have all these slats that come with it, and a few of them have cutouts. If I find the right ones here. Here they are on the bottom. A few of them have cutouts. These are the slats that go on the end, on either end, so they wrap around your posts. You're just going to set them in the box and then go with the rest of the panels. These panels go about finger width apart. We do leave a space in between the slats. That space is really important because we don't want to trap water in the wood. In the box. We want that excess moisture to have a place to go, because if you trap water in the box, you will make it rot faster. Cedar is really rot resistant, but we don't need to test it. All the slats in, evenly spaced as possible. Like I say, it's about a finger width. So there we've got the bottom of the box, and we just put the garden fabric over the top. The slats and the garden fabric don't need to be attached at all. Gravity does all the work for us. We just make sure it's tucked in at the corners, unrolled all the way, and really kind of spread out as evenly as possible. And then when we go to put soil in, we'll just tuck it into the corners by the fabric, the soil itself, and everything will stay in the box. There it is. Thanks.